we're doing a little maintenance on the Razor Crest. You may have seen my little short talked about maintenance. Anyway, doing some maintenance on the AC. It's running a little bit not too cold in the AC, so I'm going to charge it up. About to put a O-ring in my charging hose here to connect my R134A, and then we're going to put the AC on full throttle maximum. I'll show you all that, and we're going to see what the temperature drops to. It's cooling now to about 65 maybe. It should be going to 45, if not 40. Alright, as you can see here on the 134A, there is no rubber gasket or anything on there. There's not one inside this cap either. So see right here in my fingers, this little gasket out of my AC kit. I'm gonna put that in there just so when I go to connect it, I don't get any leakage at that connection point. You should be able to see it there, the green little O-ring inside there. We're about to hook that up to that can over there, and then we're gonna get to charging. Now, as I've said, we nicknamed this little car the Razor Crest after that series, the t-shirt whose name I will not read. But basically, I want to show you what the dash looks like while we're doing this so that you can see what you're supposed to do in order to pull the new R134A, which is brand name called Puron, into the hoses and charge up the AC. So as you can see here, it's only blowing about 65 degrees out of the vents. It's not really what it should be. So if you look here, it's 91 outside. Ambient air is probably about 106 on the feels like, but you want to set it to high maximum so that the vents are blowing good and strong. And what it does is it makes the coolant that we're adding, the R134A, pull through and come into the system, and that number right there should be dropping down closer to that green. Of course, I have my good Pittsburgh gauges. There's really no pressure showing. It's at 0, which is a good thing because this side here is not open. The side up top is not open. We only add or connect the low side. We leave the high side disconnected, leave this in the completely closed position on the high side. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly open up on the can. We turn that so that it punctures and gets the Freon into the line. Then we slowly open the nozzle here. Then we slowly open the nozzle here, and then the coolant will flow into the AC system. That is open. You can see it's pumping in a lot of pressure right there. You can look in this little window. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can get it. See inside that little window next to the high side, you actually see the fluid. You can actually see the fluid shooting through there. That is this good old stuff, the coolant. You kind of shake that up, let you know it's going in. And I don't really feel it going in, but it's all set up. We're gonna let that charge a minute and see what happens. It is really flowing and going in there now. The can itself getting cold. The pressure on the gauge, it's close to 100. That needle's bouncing around. That means there's something going on. This can, as I shake it, it gets a little bit cold. That's good. You want it to feel cold because it is a coolant product. So as that feels cold, it means the air inside should start to feel colder. We're gonna let that go about another maybe 5-10 minutes. Another good thing to check on is right here. You can touch that. If that fitting feels cold, that's a good sign that the coolant is getting in. And the pressure, it should be around 40 or so. Yep, that's right. I think I'm gonna go check the vents and see if they've already started dropping. So as you can see, just in about 2 minutes time, the temperature has already started dropping. It's already dropped about 6 degrees from where it was. It will keep on climbing or descending, as I should say, down into the green zone or close to it, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna take the good old Razor Crest for a little bit of a test drive and let the refrigerant in the engine as well help, and the air on the highway or the road actually help in the cooling process. As it's been sitting here idling, it's not getting that airflow. All of those things contribute to the cooling and the temperature overall inside the cab. I'm gonna go check that out and see what it drops to. By the way, you're gonna wanna close off what you opened last. You wanna close off first. So close off there, then close off up here. Make sure that's all done. Then you wanna disconnect the can. The can did start feeling hot, which means all the coolant's gone. Basically just turn it in the opposite direction of what you did to, sorry about the camera work there, one-handed. You just turn it opposite of what you put it on. Now everything here is technically disconnected. You just pop off the quick disconnect. There was no air pressure release, which means everything was sealed up and great while you're doing it. So now I'm gonna close everything up and get to driving. As I often do when I'm recently finished putting in some coolant into the AC system, I do take that with me just in case I need to try to either let pressure out or vent something along those lines. And I'm just gonna go ahead and shut all of this. Woo! Check out that dented helmet. I was asked politely, I wasn't just told. That there's an opportunity for me to go on a little errand, and it's perfect because it's a 5-mile drive. Man, it's already so much cooler in here. It's already down to about 57 degrees, and that's just from sitting here in idle. So I'm gonna run down the road here in a minute, and we're gonna see how much colder it gets, because the coolant to the engine itself and the coolant that actually goes in the inverter, you know, that part that inverts the lithium ion battery assist to the engine. It has coolant flowing through it as well. And that system, the inverter system, is what controls the AC in a 2005 Toyota Prius. Pretty much should be the same on any Gen 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe, pretty much every kind of Prius. But we're gonna see how cold it gets. I'm excited. How about y'all?
Man, I don't know why Prius drivers always get such a bad reputation anyway. I mean,
if you're like me, and you might be because you're a fellow Prius owner and that's why you're watching this video, and especially if you live somewhere like the South Texas, somewhere along the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf of America, it just depends on. Here in Texas, we usually just call it the Gulf. But in the Gulf Coast states, we have this humidity that's just something fierce, as they say. Something fierce. And hey, you want your AC to function very, very, very good. And I will say this, good news, it's functioning great. Oh man, it's been something that's been kind of on and off all summer long. But some of these small maintenance issues, you're just gonna have to do them from time to time. It's not an indication of a breakdown all the time. Sometimes it's just that, hey, 20-year-old vehicle especially, you're probably going to have some moments where your maintenance just needs to be done. And the good thing is you can go somewhere, like I mentioned earlier, get you a set of gauges. You can go somewhere and get you the coolant material, in this case R134A, and a little bit of know-how. Watching a video like this, watching some other how-tos, maybe even reading some instructional, however it is you learn. You can do this yourself. DIY is the only way to fly. And if I don't tell the truth, then it's a lie. But I'm not lying. Y'all need to be trying, doing this stuff on your own, because it's bad to the bone. And you can see here that the temperature has gotten down in between. Well, it's at about 50 now. We're looking for the 40 degrees Fahrenheit zone. Sorry for the bounces. I'm on a bouncy road. But it's dropping, and I've only been driving for about 4.5 miles. Woo! Well, I'm happy to say, as I walk into my small town rural area Mall of the Americas, the big DG, why is there always more stuff that you can shake a stick at? I'm gonna claim success because it's cold in here. It's still in the 90s outside right now, but inside it's in the 40s. 40 degrees Fahrenheit inside the cab while it's still over 90 degrees outside. That's a win in anybody's book. Hey, if you've benefited from this, hit all those buttons and go ahead and share it on your favorite car repair forum. It doesn't have to just be one about Priuses. What I did was basically the same thing that's been going on since about 1994, even all the way to modern vehicles. Get you a set of hoses, get you a thermometer, get you some know-how by saving these videos and sharing them. Hey, learn all you can, do DIY as much as possible, and we'll make sure the Razor Crest stays well maintained. All right, we'll see y'all next time.